Happy New Year, everyone. I just wanted to make a quick video on a very important topic. I wanted to make a distinction between two words we use a lot in our own mind or in our life. We use these words a lot in our mind, usually. It's being interested versus being committed in 2019 and beyond. There's a lot of things that I'm interested in, and there are a lot of things that I'm committed to. There is a big difference between being interested in and being committed to. Now, since we are in a new year, today's January 1st, and in our society we have New Year's resolutions, and yearly. I used to make them all the time. Like every year I used to make the resolution and then have all these goals planned out. But realistically, when I look back, I maybe wrote one or two goals. And it was usually something about the gym. And I would go to the gym for the first week or week and a half. And then I'd be following a program. And then I saw that I was getting back into my old habits, my old routine that got me in the physical shape and the level I was already at. That was because I was interested in a different workout plan. I wasn't committed to it. See, interest it's fine, it's fine. But the thing about interest is, once it gets difficult, once you start having to go outside your comfort zone, most people revert back to their old self. And that's where the interest stops. The growth stops there when you go back to your old self. But if you're committed to losing weight, if you're committed to personal development, you're committed to these things, when you're committed, you will do what it takes. You will follow that workout plan no matter what. No matter if you want to go to the gym or not, you will follow that food lifestyle plan no matter what. No matter if you're having a barbecue at your friend's house or not. You will not go outside your boundaries of what it takes to accomplish your goal. But usually people have fitness goals, and in my journey, my transformation, it has to be holistic in all areas of your life. And that's where it gets really difficult, because your health is affected by your emotional state. Your ability to sustain a regimen of a fitness plan with diet and everything is affected by your mental state. How you are with your relations, if you have friends, what you think is important, it's all within. And this is what people should be committed to. They should be committed to development of the self. Because when you develop yourself, then automatically you'll want to be more energetic, have more energy in you, and have more vitality. And you'll start shifting. When you shift your consciousness, this is a shift in consciousness. Transformation is a shift in consciousness. And for that to happen, you have to be committed to the whole journey, to that transformation. It can't be something you're interested in. I recently got certified in NLP certification, and I started mixing my certification with my left-hand mindset, the left-hand path mindset, which is, it's not an evil thing, it's just the left-hand path. It's signified by the left hand. The left hand, this is my left hand, it is, in society, it has been suppressed, right? The left hand corresponds with the right brain. The right side of your brain controls the left side of your body. And the right side of the brain is the feminine energy. It is the feminine energy of creation, of creativity, of imagination, of empathy, sympathy. Okay, your emotions are your right brain. Okay? And your left brain controls the right side of your body. Okay, you get it? Right-handed. Most people are right-handed. Most people, the left hand is for the bad things, for things that are dirty. So it's like psychologically, the left hand has been suppressed, meaning the right brain has been suppressed. And that's the balance that you have to get back to. The balance of balancing out your emotions with the left brain, which is logic. It's basically logic. It's your ego. It's your conscious mind. Okay, and then your subconscious mind is the right brain. And what you feed it, whatever you feed it feeds through a filter system. Okay, and whatever you think about, what thoughts you think about, it grows throughout the day. How you think determines how you feel. How you feel is, it affects how you think, how you act, how you eat, how you, reply to people, how you do your homework. It all reflects in your thought. Yeah, so it's a holistic path. It's something you cannot just dabble into. You can't just do this on the weekend, 2 hours a day. No, to shift your consciousness, it is a lifestyle change. So you have to be committed to it. So that means maybe you have to do assessment of yourself. You have to drop the junk. People that are bad for you, toxic relationships, friends that aren't allowing you to flourish. If you hang out till 2 in the morning every night, and then, you get up groggy and tired, that's no one's fault. That's not even your friend's fault. But it's because you got something out of being with your friends till 2 in the morning. You get camaraderie. You get a sense of belonging. That's all the ego. Ego wants that. It doesn't want to change. So it's going to do anything possible for you not to go above that state of being. And it's going to tell you everything. It's going to be like, don't listen to this guy. He's not, he doesn't know you, It's going to say anything. It lies to you to make you stay in the same level. So it'll tell you, hey, you're interested in this. Yeah, he's saying some good stuff. Why don't you do tomorrow? Or why don't you, try it out for a week. And it knows full well that you won't commit to it. But you have to literally take control of your body and your mind. And then be committed from your soul. Because the soul is in charge of the mind and the body. It's not the other way around. Now, and then when your body is under control, then most people are controlled by their mind. Logical mind. Everything is by logic. Survival, It's survival. Surviving what? We're going to die. There's no death. There's no death, period. It's transition. And you can become whatever you want to reflect. If you want to reflect strength, then you reflect it from the inside out. And it's going to show in you. It's going to show in the way you talk, in the way you walk. Confidence. It all shows. You can't just buy clothes that says confident person and then be confident. That's not how it works. It's from the inside out. So the mirror shows your reflection. And if the mirror itself is distorted, first you have to fix the mirror to see that reflection. And if you want to change the reflection, you don't draw on the mirror. You change it from the inside to reflect out. It's a series of processes. This is what I do now. I look at myself as a bridge, where you are and where you want to be. There's a big gap. And I look at myself as the bridge for you to get to from here to there. And you have certain tools. You have certain tools that you can use in your everyday life to decipher your own reality. to decode synchronicity that happens to you, to decode the things that you tend to gravitate towards, decode what's in front of you. You can do this yourself. Everybody has their own reality. Mine is different than yours. But the rules to decode them are universal. Different colors, different scenarios happening. Like, for example, I'll give you a really quick example on how decoding your reality works. Now, if you are everything happens in your mind. All right, when you see something, when I'm seeing this, the light is going through my eyes, and the eyeball is refracting it, right? It's refracting. It doesn't see. Your eyes don't see. Your eyes just refract the light going inside your mind. It hits your, the hippocampus, okay? And then it brings up memories and all these different things and senses and all this stuff. And then it's projected to the hippocampus by the projector. The projector would be the pineal gland. Your pineal gland is the projector, like a movie screen, and the screen itself is the hippocampus of your mind. And then all the other things come together, and then it's reflected back inside your inner eye. And that's how you see, right? So, I just kind of got thrown off track for a second. So when you see synchronicities, for example, like if you are just going about your day and there's I'll tell you what, I was parked, and on top of me was there was a light pole, right? And on top of the light pole was this huge hawk. It was a hawk. It was a humongous hawk. I've never seen these hawks around that much, and I see them flying sometimes, but this one was like right here. It's like right above my car, just sitting there. And I was like, wow, that's pretty awesome, and then looking at it for a minute, then I walked to the gym, and then I looked back, and it's gone. It's gone. That was a synchronistic moment, because only for that few minute window I saw that, and it was in my reality, and then it was out of my reality. That is a synchronistic moment, because a hawk signifies certain things in the unseen reality. In different spiritual systems, hawks mean things. Hawks signifies the soul. Okay, hawk signifies, because it soars high, it goes really high, right? It's not like earthbound, it's always soaring high. It has a view of the whole picture, and it signifies the soul. Okay, that's a synchronistic moment. I mean, if you see a lot of hawks and stuff, that means that you're at that vibration. Your consciousness, your being is at that level all the time, and but it's all balanced. You can't just always be in the sky. You have to be on the ground too. But this is what these teachings do. I mean, everything has a meaning. There's not even a single leaf falls without the Creator knowing it. So you think that seeing a car with two cars that and two different stop signs with the last 3 digits of the license plate being the same, and that same 3 numbers has some meaning to you. It could be your locker number in college. I don't know. It could be anything, but that's what synchronistic moments are. For me, for example, I see 6, 9, 1, like all the time, just randomly, but it's not random. See, there's nothing random. It's not by coincidence. There's no coincidence. Everything is by design. And if you understand that unseen aspect of reality, which is 99.96% of reality, it's unseen light. So you understand that. By understanding the small amount you do see, you know that it corresponds to something else. I mean, like, it's pretty interesting. The books I have, like, I have the phone here, sitting on these books. This book was from high school. Okay, this book, astronomy, I don't know where that's from. This is from, like, I remember buying this at a garage sale in Saline, Michigan, maybe 20 years ago. And everything has a meaning. I mean, I can tell you the energy behind those books. I remember taking that book and like, you know what, I'm not going to return it back. I like this biology book, but there's things in there that not much has changed, really. Not much has changed. It's just terminology's got more defined, things like that, but not much has changed. And the thing is, most of us expect other people to change, situations to change. Oh, you know what? I'll do better when I'll get on. I'll get serious after the holidays, or I'll do it, after this, after Ramadan. In Ramadan I'll get really serious. I'll get back in health in Ramadan. But it's like, hey, there's 3 months, 4 months. So you're not gonna do anything until that time. You're gonna wait till the New Year's. What if you drop down? Like, it's not like it stays the same. Your health, your mindset, it does not stay the same. It gets worse and worse because nothing stays the same. That's one of the rules. Nothing stays the same. It's either changing for the better or it's getting worse. So you look at your life, you ask yourself, is it getting better or is it getting worse? And if it's getting worse, then why allow that? Why allow it? And personal development is not a struggle. It's not a struggle. Because if you think about it, it is, that perfection self, you already have it within you. You already have that greatness within you. You already have your nur inside you. All you have to do is you have to cultivate it. You have to harness it. You have to allow someone to help you harness that. You're not going to stumble upon this information. The stuff I'm telling you, you're not going to find it on YouTube. Okay, well, yeah, you can find it on YouTube. You can. But you know what? There'll be like 100, there'll be 99 things that are a bunch of crap to scare you, to keep you in a box, and then one thing will be actually beneficial. So you can do that for a couple of years, like I did, for a couple of years, and just, clocking in like 10 hours of videos a day for 3 years. Like, I can show you my hours on watching lectures and reading books. Like, there was times when I was on YouTube for 15 to 18 hours a day, not watching cat videos. I'm taking notes, just listen to it all day long. This is what I did. I quit everything. This is knowledge. And I sacrificed all that for this. And it's like, well, why? How is it going to help you make more money? Well, if you can manifest your own reality and see things that other people don't see, then don't you think that can help you? Everything is connected. I don't understand why people don't think that their health is connected to how much money they make at their current business. It could be that their health, the reason why they're not getting promoted is because of their health. Like, why would somebody want to make you into a leadership position when you can't even have discipline to become fit physically, just by looking at you, be at a fit, not borderline diabetic? What company would want you to be in a leadership position, no matter how smart you are? It's about communication. How do you communicate with people? How do you represent the company you work for? The stuff matters. Yeah, a lot of IT jobs are kind of behind the scenes, but any kind of like sales or marketing job, or some kind of like, with clients, at financial institutions, like, they want you represent that company, and the way you look, the way you carry yourself, the way you smell, the way your aura, your energy, it reflects on the company. So you reflect that nur in a more brilliant way, it's going to attract the similar, okay? It's going to attract things at a higher vibration. Frequency, energy, vibration. It's going to attract things at a higher, because now yourself, you're at a higher vibration rate. and you have like basically raised your level, and then now you're at the level of other things at that same level. Not in an arrogant way. I'm not talking about arrogance and you're better than this person down there. No, it's not about that. It's about your own self. Okay, this is what this knowledge does. And it has been hidden from us. You're not going to find this teaching in churches, in mosques, in synagogues, maybe some Kabbalistic centers. You'll definitely get into this information, but it won't be detailed. It'll be like you always have to go back for more information. It's like you're just a member, But what my mission is to teach you, give you the tools, and then you blaze your own path. You get your foundation set, and once you have a strong foundation of understanding of this reality and how things work and the Hermetic principles and the different putting the different hadith and the different Quranic stuff into a way that now you understand why you do that ritual. Why you do XYZ things. Everything has correspondences. We do rituals all day long. For what? What are rituals for? Ritual is to take that thought out, put it in the physical, and then have that thought in the physical, and then get energy from that knowledge, from that, even saying words of power, even when you put up different pictures around your house, because you're programming yourself. See, I teach you these things. I teach you how to program your own mind, how to plant things in your world, in your car, in your bathroom, and make it your own. And basically, all it has to be around you. And then that thing, your subconscious mind will always be attaching that thought to it, and it'll bypass your conscious mind, which is the hater. It doesn't want you to change it. So you have to trick it. You have to break that ego and allow it to go inside, nourish the seed. See, the shell itself is the nafs, okay? And the nafs protects what? It protects the soul. It protects that light. But it is so tight that it's got so much dirt on it that it is hard for light to penetrate that, to allow it to grow. You have to crack that. You have to crack that nut, and then light will sink in. Light, thought, and different mindset, and then it'll allow that seed to grow, because the seed is not the shell. The shell, all it does is protect the seed inside. Okay, it protects the seed inside, and then when it's ready, it grows. Okay? And in our society, the way to break your ego is by initiating yourself. To initiate yourself. And in this society, what is the most important thing for people? It's money. That's why life coaches, that's why these people charge money. It's not a lot of them, they're scamming, but it is an initiation, because if most people, they hold money as the highest, because money, not just cash itself, but it's what money provides for them, because money provides them happiness, because if they make more money, they'll be more happy, right? That's what the initial thought is. They'll be more happy, and then this and that, or they'll buy this car, and then they'll feel better. That's represented by money. So to break the ego is to be initiated, and that's why these courses, that's why these life coaches cost thousands and thousands of dollars. This is no joke. And the stuff they teach, it's great, but it's in a different paradigm. It is totally Freudian. 99% of all these counseling and these life coaches and all this, at the masjid counseling or church counseling, it's all Freudian based. But Freud had a contemporary named Carl Jung, who broke away from Freud because Freud didn't believe in a higher power. He didn't believe in a creator. It was all science and all that kind of stuff. Like it was evolution, and it was chance, and it was this and that. But Carl Jung got into Gnosticism, the studies of ancient, ancient schools of thought and the Eastern thought, and he understood that there was a higher power that's kind of orchestrating all this, and from that started a different kind of a school of thought and psychology, and I mixed that with, with the certain religions of other people, because all the religion is a shell. It's a shell to protect what's inside, the seed. And the core is all pretty much the same. So this principle, the principles I teach, they're all universal, and so a Muslim person and a Christian person, they would both get to the same conclusion because the core is the same. And they would be all of a sudden like a Christian like they'd never been before, or a Muslim that they'd never been closer to the Creator after getting this knowledge, because you can't not change. Because if you when you understand this information in about 3 weeks into the course, and one-on-one conversation, basically it's a 3-month program, and once a week for 2 hours, 1 to 2 hours, we talk. And we talk about the previous PDFs that you had to work on, and see where you are in your goals, and I hold you accountable, I give you tools, and you can ask me questions, and it's a nice interaction. And by the first month, everything changes, because that's when it's like a covering went, it's like you see more. It's like someone turned the light on. It's a really crazy reality we live in. It's really like the Matrix, but it's like not. It is, but it isn't. And it's all that, and it's like you can plant seeds in your subconscious mind, seeds that you want to flourish. And you'll understand cycles, and you'll understand how to implement different thoughts, and the power of words, and the power of writing things down, and how to formulate questions for yourself, how to not get trapped in the nafs, in the ego aspect, how to go through that fear, how to get courage, how to get patience. A lot of people are like, oh, give me courage, oh, give me patience, please. And then what happens is they get put in a position where patience is required, but they get all pissed off and angry. Hey, and then it gets worse, right? And then the next time it's worse. No, God, you don't give me patience. Look, I asked for patience and you didn't give me this. And then look what happened. No, it's like the whole thing about patience is when you get in a moment where you can get all pissed off and erupt, or you can have patience. And most people, they get pissed off and they erupt, and then they're like, oh, how come I don't have patience? You're not granting my dua. It's like it's something you have to go through. Courage is basically doing that thing despite the fear you have. Being courageous enough to do what you believe in, despite people laughing at you or looking at you weird, or thinking you're crazy. There was a point in my journey, it took me a long time to get to the level I'm at now, and it took a lot of courage for me. I mean, I was shy. I had a lot of self-doubt. I had a lot of limited beliefs about myself, beliefs about my Creator. It's like, really, I mean, I don't want to get into it here, but just these limited beliefs. And once you look at the belief and you dissect the belief and see why do you have that belief and what it's doing for you and how it's keeping you stuck, and then it's like, why do I have this belief? I gotta get rid of this belief. It's not that easy, because then now you have to get rid of that belief and act upon it. And when other people see that you don't have that limited belief anymore, then they're gonna be like, "What are you doing? Oh, you can't do this," you know. And then if you're not strong enough in your own certainty, then you will kind of like go back in your old belief just to make someone else happy. And that is a trick of the ego, right there too. You know, it'll be like, "Oh, you're good enough. You're good enough now. Now stay here." You know, you're pissing this person off, or these people don't like you anymore, or they're not gonna like you. You know, you'll lose your friends. But Allah says, right? The Creator says, when you leave something for the sake of Allah, the sake of the soul, then that thing will be replaced by something much higher. You leave a few friends because they they don't want to make the journey with you. No one's going to make it with you. You got to do it alone. But, you're doing your journey alone. They're not making their journey, so you're not like, on the same path at all. It's like, if you leave them for the sake of the soul, for the sake of Allah, the Creator, the Most High, then you will it'll replace with something that you couldn't even imagine. And that's happened to me. I have a few awesome friends now that, like, one, my mentor, she's a creative director for a couple humongous fashion magazines. I'm talking about Vanity Fair, GQ, big magazines. Creative director, has a successful ultra luxury, resort wear. Like people that go to these resorts for like $20,000 a day type of thing. The resort wear. She designs that. And she also designs for big houses like Steve McQueen and Hermes. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but she is actually designing for Hermes, I believe, spring collection as we speak. And anyway, so these people are now my friends. People like her, photographers, just people at a different level that I feel like, wow, you know what? It's true. When you leave things for the sake of the soul, for the sake of Allah, for the sake of the Most High, for your own, for something better, right? And knowing that you have to make that step and that leap of faith, and it's going to come to fruition no matter what the outside world is saying, no matter what your bank account is, no matter how dire the situation might look, but you're not getting caught by it, by that fear, and it's going to work out, and it does, and that's amazing, and it happens like so fast, and that's how you change your life, because now you have raised your frequency. Now that's to stay in that high frequency. It requires that same frequency. It requires that same input to allow you to stay at that frequency or go higher, right? So you can't just get here, then all of a sudden, I can't just start eating junk food and McDonald's and stuff. No, because you know what? That'll change my body chemistry. It'll change my gut flora. It'll change my vibration. It'll start making me more reactive. It'll start getting me triggered by emotions, and I'll start losing friends. I'll piss somebody off because I was in my state of mind. See what I'm saying? It's a downward spiral. It's all it's all about staying in that level, and that whatever level you're at, it requires that same level of food, that same level of thought. So I can't stay at the same level and then watch horror flicks all the time, because that'll sink in your subconscious mind. The subconscious mind does not know reality and fiction. It's all the same. It's all the same. And so this is what it does. You gotta keep at that high resonance. You can't get a Ferrari and put crappy 87 octane gas in it. You're gonna ruin. You might get away with it for a week or two, but it's gonna start messing up. You know, and then it's like, what's the point of having a life coach? You know, what is the point of? It's like, dude, you got to invest in yourself. You know, if someone told you, hey, you pay me $300 a month, and I'm gonna, what I'll do is I'm gonna give you cryptocurrency coaching, and you'll get signals, and you'll get. I'll teach you how to do forex, and I'll teach you Spotify, and I'll, Shopify. People pay $700 a month for these services, and it's for more money, which is nothing wrong with money. But when you do things for a physical sense only, then most likely you won't get it. Or if you do get it, it's going to be short-lived. Or if you do get it, some other aspects of your life is going to be in chaos, and it's not even, like, you're not going to enjoy it. So the thing is, you set your foundation first, and then all those things start attracting to you. Like you become a magnet, and you amplify the magnitude and all the things coming to you. Okay, so for example, some people, car analogies are pretty common. So if you have a car with 200 horsepower and you want to add an extra 100 horsepower, you can just get a turbo kit. Buy a turbo kit and just put it on there, slap it on, and hey, you know what? You might get 2 or 3 or 4 times where you get that power, and then dude, the 5th time or the 3rd time or the 10th time, boom, your engine will blow, the pistons are gone, the internals are busted. See? That is not how you do it. Before you put on the extra 100 horsepower, you have to make sure that the ECU is shooting at the right, fuel capacity. Okay, you gotta have stronger pistons. You gotta have crankshaft that's timed differently. You gotta have better bolts because you're gonna be adding extra 100 horsepower, and you don't want it to blow. You want the internals to withstand it. So that extra horsepower is like, you can add another 50, a bigger turbo, a bigger one, And then that's the beauty of it. It's like, I help you build your internal, and then you can put on as much power as you want without blowing your head gasket, without going crazy, without falling deep in that hole and like thinking your life is over and you're a mess. You'll be a mess, and then that's what selling your soul to the devil is. People say, "Oh, look, Illuminati, he sold his soul to the devil." Oh, no. What that means is you sell your soul to the devil. Many people have. I would say 99% of people in this society have sold their soul to the devil. The devil is the dunya. The devil is this reality. The devil is this physical domain. It is the physical senses. It is the ego, the nafs. You are the devil. So what it is, people, when they sell their soul to the devil, they sell their soul. Okay, here's my soul. Here's my soul. Now what does the devil give you in return for your soul? Security. Here you go, security. Here's a good job. Now you have security. You feel good about yourself. You get a picket fence. You get a couple cars, and you just do the same thing every day until you retire, and then you'll be happy, and then and then you die. That's selling your soul for, because something you have to give up. Possibly you had dreams about yourself. You want to do all these great things and leave a legacy and make a difference, and now you have to just do this inputting, for 10 hours a day for 50 more years, and you hate it, and it makes you into a different person. You were a happy-go-lucky person out of college, but now you're like, shit, I hate this, and then, but you sold your soul for security. You have security, right? You have good money, you have a house, okay, maybe you don't have health, maybe you don't have family relations, maybe you don't have a social life, maybe you don't have any confidence, but you sold something for that. And now there's a way to get it back. It doesn't mean you quit your job. It just means you internally, when the world is asleep, when people when you don't have, when you're not at work, when you're doing things on your own time, for 18 hours a day, let's say 15 hours a day, say 10 hours you work and commute, and sleep 5 hours. How much time does that leave you? 1 hour with your family. Do that for a month. Have extra 5 hours for your own personal development for a month. That is amazing time. You can change so much. Like literally, it doesn't have to be 5 hours in one time. It could be an hour in the morning, an hour, and then 2 hours in the evening, or 45 minutes here, 20 minutes there, but like 4 or 5 hours dedicated to yourself. And then while you are working, you are understanding energy. You're doing things with a different intention. Everything will get better just by changing that internal shift in yourself. Change that cognitive shift. Go outside your comfort zone, and your whole world will transform in a month. That's what I offer. Okay, so I just wanted to talk real quick. I want to wish everyone, not wish, but I want to, wish. I wish everyone good. Seriously, like it's up to you. It's up to you. If you want to see change in your life, you can't expect other people to change for you. You can't expect, people to change for you. You have to change. And when you change, they automatically change, because I'm not saying you change and then they'll change. And if they don't change, then it's not working. No, you automatically will change, because I'm telling you, everything is a reflection. I mean, I can't talk about this here. It's too deep. But if you ever want to talk with me, one-on-one, just DM me, and we can set up a free, 1 hour talk. Like, hey, how am I going to help you? Is it worth it? What exactly am I going to get into? I can talk in more detail with you for an hour. So just DM me, and we'll talk for an hour, and then I can, if you're committed to changing your reality in a way that, for the same information that I'm bestowing, I can't even like tell you online like how different it is than other people's mentorship, I guess you can call it, different plan. It's like, it's just, it's too controversial. Like, I have to talk to you, and then maybe 45 minutes in the conversation, then I'll explain to you, like, in more detail what you will be getting into if you are committed to changing your life. And this is not something it's fringe. It's not fringe in the higher echelon of society. I mean, this is what, read these books by, read Jeff Bezos' books. Read, if you read the book, The Nike, Nike, Phil Knight, I think. He talked about energy and what Saturn, about the Saturn energy, and about the swoosh, and about Nike, and it's about meditation, and about just lifestyle, and how it's all connected. They get into this. I mean, Bill Gates. I read an article from 1990s. It's like 93 or 94. This is when Bill Gates was first becoming a billionaire. And, it was like the first billionaire, like, oh my God, a billionaire. What is a billion? No, I never heard of billion. What the hell is a billion? A billion? It's like, it's hard to fathom. Now there's like so many billionaires. But back then it was like, they had a little interview, and he talked about the Kabbalah, and he talked about how he utilizes the Kabbalah, and how he utilizes the notion of energy and vibration and all that stuff, and he talked about Nikola Tesla and Einstein, and it's like, this is what those people were tapping into. And not everything is in books, you have to get that notion out of your mind too. Not everything is in a book. For example, where do you think Einstein got his theories from? He didn't get it from a book. He got it from a different plane of thought. and it goes higher. The higher you go in your plane of thought, the more you get into the collective consciousness. You know, you have the cloud, you know, it's like a cloud of thought. But you can't go there with mundane, worldly thoughts. You can't enter there with all that baggage on you. And you tap into that thought, and you can bring it down. And you ritualize the energy to bring it to the physical. I mean, that's kind of the gist of how things work. And it's all controllable. And is it perfect? There's nothing that's perfect. There's nothing perfect here, but perfection itself. I mean, I believe the world is perfect. This is a perfect creation. You know, I think it is all perfect. It's just people have made it imperfect. And then if you believe it's not perfect to begin with, then you are buying into limited belief. And if you believe that you can't change, that you can't get better, then guess what? Then you'll never get better. Okay? So yeah, I just wanted to say that, and I really sincerely wish you a great January, February, you know, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, November, December, the rest of the year. Okay, and just you know what? It'll never be a good time. You know, it'll never be a good time to start your path to your higher ideals, to your higher self. It's never a good time. It's never a good time to start that stuff because it's uncomfortable. See, it's uncomfortable to start. That is the hardest part, is starting. So just give me a call and we can talk. No pressure, nothing. You know, I sincerely want to talk. I want to hear other people's life. You know, I want to see like what blind spots you're missing. And the idea of a coach is not a very popular thing in my culture, in the Desi Muslim community. And I truly, sincerely believe that our group as a whole is totally is very late on this issue of personal development. It's just not talked about because it's not seen as valuable. You know, and the fact is, the true fact is that a lot of people don't even believe that they're worth it. Many people don't even believe they're worth it. Like, it's not even worth it. I'm not even worth that much. Why? What the hell? Why should I even do this? You know, it's not worth it. I mean, this is at a deep-seated psychological level, that they feel that they're not worthy. Like, you're not worthy of being great. Like, you're not worthy of having a great life in all aspects. You know, in your wealth, in your health, in your relations, in your legacy. You can have it all. Why? Who says you can't? That's just a limited cultural belief. You can have it all. You should have it all. That's what it's for. It's for you to obtain it all. But how? That's the whole question. Okay. Take care, everyone, and have a great 2019. And I sincerely look forward to hearing from anyone. Just hit me up. You're not going to be bothering me. All right, take care, and have an awesome day.